in Portland, Oregon in 2014, and you do Raw, and it's early enough because it's on Pacific time that you finish the show at 8, and then you always go and catch a red eye to go home. So I go to the airport, and on the same flight as me is Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, and John Laurinaitis. So it's pretty cool because a lot of times, a lot of times you see your friends, but you don't really get a chance to see them. So now we're on the same plane together, and we're all sitting up front in the first class area. And I sit down, and Kevin Nash, just by chance, sits next to me. And I've known Kevin for years, but never really had a chance to really hang out with him. It's just one of those things where just two different cliques and circles and stuff. So sitting down and talking, he's really funny. He's super funny, fun guy, and we're laughing and having some yeah boys, which he had never had before. And if anyone know what a yeah boy is? I know how to say it, but it's actually a drink. It's Grey Goose on the rocks. And that's my drink. I never drink anything else. If you ever want to buy me a shot, I won't drink it unless it's just a shot of vodka. And the reason for that is you never get hungover if you drink Grey Goose on the rocks. It's a true story. There's no sugar in it, so you never get hungover. So you might want to try it if you guys have hangover problems. Now, it's a total alcoholic's drink because it's straight alcohol, but at least you don't get hungover. So we're on the plane having a couple of yeah boys, and then we get up and you go into the galley and everyone's kind of hanging out and Hogan's there, and we're having fun, we're talking, but had a couple drinky winkies inside of you, maybe talk a little bit loudly. So then the stewardess comes over and she looks like a lunch lady. Big dinner lady arms. There's actually a Darkness song called that, Dinner Lady Arms. That's the best description ever. I use that all the time. And she was yelling at us about, you guys got to keep this down. You got to keep it down. You're on this plane ride. It's in the middle of the night. This is first class. The gentleman in 2D actually has a $25 million meeting tomorrow, and he has to sleep on this plane, so he's fresh for that meeting. And Hogan was like, well, if it's a $25 million meeting, why don't you just rent a plane and fly there and sleep on that instead? That's a pretty smart idea. If I was doing a $25 million meeting, that's the thing I'd do. So anyways, we go sit down, and I go back in my seat, and I'm talking to Kevin, and suddenly I burp. And then I throw up on myself. Which is really weird because I haven't thrown up on myself in 20 years. Super rookie mistake, right? But I had burped and this little dollop, which is another great word, especially if you're a writer and if you're from Canada. This dollop of vomit ended up on my leg. It was these exact jeans, actually. I'm kidding. I'm joking. So I had a little bit of puke on my leg, so I wiped it off. And I'm like, oh, that's fine. No problem. Go to sleep, wake up. We're in Atlanta. So then we go to Atlanta, and I got to walk from Atlanta to the Tampa connection. I live in Tampa. And as we're walking, I'm walking along, and I'm smelling this acidic odor. It's like, what is that? It smells like the smell of, acrid smoke and horse's breath. It's just terrible. And I look down, and I puked all down the side of my leg. The only part that I saw was this one, but it looks like literally someone took this whole bucket and went, whoosh, and it just reeks. It stinks so bad. I'm like, oh my God. And I see Hulk and John. I'm like, Hulk, did you know that I had all this puke on my leg? He goes, oh yeah. I said, why didn't you tell me? He said, because the $25 million meeting guy was sitting right in front of you, and it was pissing him off so bad I couldn't stop laughing.
I'm not going to tell anybody not to go elsewhere because I did it. I've done it for years. I did it to come to AEW. I walked away from WWE. When I signed my AEW contract, Vince McMahon said, can you get out of it? I'm like, no, you told me to go here. Same thing happened when I left WCW to come to WWE. Sometimes you got to take a chance. And if you believe in yourself and feel that you're not getting your due, then you got to go elsewhere. So once again, if Max or anybody else, Cody, if they want to go elsewhere, I mean, that's kind of just the way it goes.